to my channel. I'm excited because this is my very first YouTube video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a marble ombre acrylic full set. So the first thing I did was just push back all the cuticles gently. Now I'm going in with a ball drill bit at a very slow speed just to separate that area and basically lift that dead skin that I'm going to be cleaning up from the same cuticle area. Now I'm going in with the 180 grit sanding band. I'm doing this at a very slow speed and just lightly enough to remove the shine from the natural nails. I typically only do this horizontally from left to right across the nails. You're gonna see me doing it vertically as well in this video, only because this was a new client of mine, and if you see these lines across her nails, she had some over filing done by the previous nail tech she went to. So in order for me to get into that ridge basically and remove the shine from it, I had to go vertically. Next, I'm just going to use my nippers to clip away that excess dead skin from the cuticle area. You want to be very, very careful when you're doing this so you don't cut your client. Half of this part was edited out because I was so close looking at my client's skin that I was blocking the camera. So next we're going to go into tip application. I'm going to link the tips I'm using as well as everything else I've been using and will use in this video in the description box down below. When you're applying your tips, you just want to make sure that they fit from sidewall to sidewall. That's why you see me place it on the nail before I glue it down. If you guys want to see a more in-depth video on tip application specifically, just let me know in the comments and I will definitely get that out to you. My client actually stated that she wanted coffin nails, which surprised me because in the past, like I would say 1 to 2 years, coffin had kind of phased out, and now my clients mainly lean more towards square or tapered squared nails. But she wanted coffin and I was happy to do it for her. So I'm going to be holding my file at an angle basically. It's not fully straight, it's at an angle so that the tips go a little bit in towards the end. Also, if you notice these pink things I have wrapped around my fingers right now, it's just bandage tape. I just have it there as a protective barrier kind of. Because I file a lot, my hand is literally always like rubbing back and forth with the file against my skin. And it doesn't, hurt your skin or anything or cut your skin. But I noticed, I guess because I've been a nail tech for years, that my skin was kind of like getting raw in those areas. So I now use this bandage tape to basically protect my skin every time I'm filing. I'm gonna link the one I use in the description box below. Next, I'm using the same 180 grit sanding band to blend the tip into the natural nail. I also use it to add my little C-curve / moon cut that I do to the bottom of the tips. This is completely optional. Some people just leave it a blunt square, but this is just my personal style. But yeah, basically the important part of this step is that I am blending the tip into the natural nail just for a more seamless look. You want to do this step very lightly. You don't want to overfile it or anything. These tips are plastic, so overfiling can lead to retention issues. Now I'm just going to remove all the dust from the nails so I can begin my acrylic application. I'm going in with Mia's Secret Extra Bond Primer. I believe that's what it's called. I'm going to link it in the description box below. The first step to this design is the marble part. My client wanted that white see-through marble look, which is achieved by using white and clear acrylic powder. So basically you're going to take your white and you're going to take your clear powder, put them on the nail in very wet beads and just swirl. So that's what you can see me doing here. There's no order really or anything specific that I'm doing. I'm just doing it to my liking. And the thing with marble is every nail is not going to look the same. And that's kind of the point. You cannot recreate the same exact marble more than once. So don't stress yourself out trying to make it perfect. Just have fun with it and get a good swirl and it will look good. I'm going to be ombreing this with pink acrylic powder. The pink I'm using is called Baby Boomer by Too Cute Nails. I have a discount code for them for 10% off your order. If you can check the description box, you'll find my code and also the link to this exact powder. Now I do this ombre in 2 beads. The first bead is going to be a little bit drier. I place it right where the ombre starts, so right where that marble starts, and just blend the bottom of it into the marble lightly. And then the second bead will be the cuticle bead. It can be a little less dry, and I just use that to top everything off, basically. And you want to make sure you're cleaning up the sides with your brush if you need to, just keeping that acrylic application as clean as possible. And finally, you're going to want to encapsulate this design with clear acrylic. Typically, most ombres and certain other designs you're going to want to encapsulate just to protect when you're filing. Ombre designs are specifically generally encapsulated because you don't want to start filing and file off the blend. So that clear acrylic is basically a protective layer. Now, as you can see in this video, I prime my clients' hands one by one. Not every tuck does it this way. This is a personal preference for me because my clients tend to touch things a lot. So, and the thing about primer is it makes everything stick to your nails. So they touch their clothes and lint gets on their nails and everything. So to avoid this, I only prime the hand right before I'm about to start working on it. So this is the next hand. I'm just doing the same exact thing I described as before. Just swirling the white and the clear, and then going in with the pink and doing that ombre, and then finally the clear to encapsulate it. Quick pro tip, right after you do your acrylic application, just soak your brush in the monomer for a couple seconds like you see me doing here, because sometimes there's a lot of like excess acrylic that we can't really see, and if you just leave your brush and don't soak it first, at least for a couple seconds, your brush can become all crusty and hard to clean. So I just soak for a couple seconds beforehand to prevent that. I'm just doing my filing now. I am going in with I believe this is a 100 nail file. I will link it in the description box. And again, I'm filing at an angle for these nails because they are coffin. If you guys want a more detailed shaping tutorial, I can do one of those as well, because I'm not going to go too deep into it on this video. To file the nails, I'm using a medium bit from Too Cute Nails. I don't remember the exact barrel size. I will link it down below. But the step I'm doing here, I'm just going under the nails really quickly because you file from underneath when you're doing the shaping. Some of the remnants of the plastic tip kind of gets under the nails, and you can't really always see it unless you know what you're looking for. But because I know it's there, I like to clean up under the nails. And then now for sealing the cuticles, I just go around lightly and then lightly go down the nail to make sure everything is even, and that's pretty much it. I keep my drill at a relatively high speed while I'm doing this, but it's only because I'm comfortable with that speed. Do not go too high if you're not comfortable, because you're going around the cuticle. It's very easy to cut your client. So you can go at a medium speed if you're not too comfortable with your drill. After I finish the filing, I'm just going to buff out the nails to get rid of any possible scratches that could be on the surface of the nails. You're also going to see me run my buffer across the bottom of the nails, and that's just to get rid of the sharpness kind of, so that, your nails don't really hurt yourself or hurt anybody else. Now you're going to see my client's hand move off screen a couple of times. This is me holding their hand up facing me so that I can see, a different angle. And I use this as my final check, and I do it after I buff out the nails so that I can see it basically without all the dust and everything. And I just flip it towards me. I flip their hand towards me, and I do my final filing. Any last minute touch-ups or tweaks that I want to do to it. And also I'm making sure all the nails are symmetrical. After I dust off all the nails, I just go in and spray some alcohol and then kind of scrub the nails a bit with a nail brush to get rid of all that extra dust. And then I'm going in with my nippers again just to make sure there's nothing left from the cuticle that I need to remove. I do this step at the end because sometimes when you're filing with the e-file to seal the cuticles, some dead skin can pop up. So I just like to be very thorough when I'm doing my client's nails, and I want them to look very clean in the end, so I do this last step. But lastly, we're just gonna top coat the nails. I'm using Beetle's top coat. I will link it in the description box. I get these from Amazon. Oh, and lastly, whenever you're doing a design like this that has clear elements to it, so basically you can see through the nail. What I like to do is add top coat to the back of the nail, so you see me doing that, and so it'll basically give a glossy look through and through. It won't be cloudy. So that's a little pro tip. And then yeah, after I top coat, you're gonna see me wipe the sides of the nail. This is just to keep after I top coat and before it goes in the light, I should say, you're gonna see me wipe the sides of the nail. This is just so the nails keep their shape and don't the gel doesn't run to the sides of the nail basically. And yeah, that's about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. Any questions or comments or suggestions for new videos, you can just leave them in the comments. And thank you for watching.